Hey guys, what's going on? This is Darrell Addison at torpedopot.com, Darrell at torpedopot.com, and we make self-growing planters. I wanted to share with you what a healthy plant looks like. Okay? I want you to understand what a healthy plant looks like. So you can grow successful plants. All right? We have multiple levels of people who have their torpedo pots. Those who are beginners, intermediates. We have those who are taking their first jump into some type of farming. And then we have those that are professional growers. So what I'm going to do is to walk you through the health of the plant. First thing to understand, are my plants healthy? And so in order to see if your plants are healthy, you're going to have to take time to understand their environment. You have to understand their environment. You know, who do they live with? And the plants that they live with, are they cousins or are they foes? That's not a tomato plant. What is that? And that back there is not a tomato plant. What is that? You know, you need to know their community. How many of them is there? Is it a lot or a little bit? You know, you need to know all of these things. So what I'm going to do though is hit on some fine points for you. So you'll know the difference between a healthy plant, a plant that looks healthy, that is healthy, and a torpedo pot. Well, the first thing I want to do is to look at the buoyancy of the plant itself. Look at the buoyancy. Plants that are healthy don't, the weight that this plant is experiencing, because yeah, it curves itself on down here. It just curves that vein on down. The reason why it does that is because the plant is taken up, it has in it so much, how do I say, for us it would be blood, so much water. It's taking up so much water. You know, the majority weight of your plants are water. The question is, what is that water mixed with? I mean, what type of chemical structure does that water have? And inside the plant, you have the buoyancy because of that water. It takes up the majority of the plant. If you were to sit down and let your leaves evaporate, you'll see that they would evaporate to little to nothing. So it's not you're getting nutrition from the woody substances. You're getting nutrition from it has pharmacological properties that benefits you. And so you're getting it from the plant. So with that being said, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just beautiful? It's very engaging. So the buoyancy is one. The second is what you're looking at, and that is the color. If you look at the inner new leaves, they have a better appeal, a better shine, and look like they have hairs all over them than the older leaves do. And so let's see if it's consistent for all of the plants that we take a look at. Are those middle leaves doing the same thing? Do they have that same consistency and shine? How about those right there? And those right there. Yeah, what do they look like? And how many plants do we have in here? Well, let's take a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, maybe 24 plants. And then we have 2 other plants that are growing in here. So we're looking at the color, and the color is consistent. The buoyancy is pretty much consistent. Everybody is holding its own weight. It's showing itself buoyant. It's rapidly growing. You know? And you can see how beautiful this really is. So the buoyancy, looking at it, the colors is one thing. And how it grows. Always look at the conformation of your plant. What does it look like? Is it hairy in some places? Is it green in other places? And look at the color. Look at that texture, the design. Are we seeing droopings like this? Is this a result of some other activity? Or if I compare it with the other plants, is it different from what I'm seeing? Or maybe this is drooping because as it grew up, it took that shape because other plants were in the way. So there's a lot to take a look at and to the next thing is when you're looking at your plant, always for food, taste your plants. Yeah, I know. The Peter Pot brings another dimension to gardening. Taste your plants. Tomato plants can be eaten. The leaves can be eaten, as well as the fruit. That's why I like growing tomato plants. They taste bitter, bitter, bitter to me. That's beautiful. But learn to taste your plants through its full life cycle. What it tastes like. Because remember now, you're giving a chosen amount of herbs on your supermarket shelf, right? They give you herbs that are dried out, for the most part, and canisters that provide little to no nutrition at all. They're really pieces of wood with probably a little bit leftover plant material. And you're getting it fresh here. So taste your plants, because you might want to try them in a salad one day, and the next day, you might want to dry them out and use them for herbs. Whatever you choose to do, you can do. My mint, apple mint, orange mint, spearmint, peppermint, we grow the mint. And we enjoy eating that mint, you know, as much as we can. So yeah, look at how it tastes, you know, and make sure your food is good for your palate. Just remember now, you're doing something new that's never been done before. You're starting your farm. You're starting a local farm at your house. So if you've never had these possibilities before, take advantage of them. Make them count. Help your community. There's a lot of tomatoes in this planter, guys, and I have to tell you, I don't like it, and I hope it doesn't take away from this productivity, but we're going to try our best anyhow to get them off and going. Now, what's going to be tough about these tomatoes, we want you to also look at the age of the plant. What age range are they growing? Are you seeing a good average with all of them within height in terms of maybe 6 inches? 6 inches? Or maybe in breadth, maybe a difference of 12 inches or some of that nature? So you get to see all of that and make a decision of what you want to do. Yeah, so it's the Peter Pot. And there's so many other things I'd like to share with you about the health of your plant. One of the things also I want you to take a look at, a lot of people who are gardening, they're using hoses on their plants. And those hoses that produce water, people are saying, I need to feed my plant, I need to feed my plant. You know, the reason why you don't see many imperfections on these plants, see, notice now, you're looking at, you don't see any imperfections, right? They all look so beautiful. They all look so gorgeous. Because each one is watered from the base, not from the top. You imagine how much fungus I would have on this plant by putting water on my plants that may have some type of bacterial infection? I'm introducing something into my environment. I want you to learn, what do we do when we want to throw away things? We say, hey, let's go put it in the soil. It'll go back to the soil. So I want you to understand how the plant is operating. Within this environment, you can do whatever you want to do. You're feeding it underneath, where the roots are, where the soil is. And when you're feeding it where the soil is, That's where a lot of living organisms get neutralized. Darrell Addison, torpedopod.com. Darrell Addison, torpedopod.com.